Sarah Larby. Welcome back to today's episode. And we are going to be speaking to Lee Pollock from Wyse Construction. Lee and I also partnered on some really cool projects recently, and we're going to talk about not only the construction side of things, but also some really neat opportunities for conversions and joint venture opportunities. So don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back after the break.
We're seeing now more of a buyer's market versus a seller's market. We're able to go in and actually put some conditions in on these homes. We're able to, look at them without putting in a blind offer and buying things sight unseen.
The mortgage world has changed. Has your advice? Are you looking for a modern approach to your mortgage planning process? Advice tailored to your unique, ever-changing circumstances? Whether you're upsizing, downsizing, purchasing, or refinancing, the Kyle Ford Mortgage team works with individuals and companies to custom tailor the right mortgage product for you. Working with a wide selection of lenders, we're here to serve our clients and help them achieve their real estate and retirement goals. Contact the Kyle Ford Mortgage team today, Canada's mortgage choice.
Hey guys, Omar Khan here from Theta Trading. I want to talk to you today about emotion and investing in the markets. Now, when the markets are doing really, really well, we tend to get very, very high. We're like, nothing can go wrong. And when the markets go lower and they correct, we start thinking the end of the world's coming and nothing can be worse. The idea is to never get high and never get too low. Always remain even-keeled. Stay within your framework. Don't get too exuberant. Don't get too down. Remember, the markets work in cycles. The idea is to be in high-quality stocks for a long period of time. Don't let your emotion destroy your investments. Back to you, and we'll see you next week, guys.
Welcome to this episode. Lee, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I'm excited. We've done a few projects together, and it's been fun over the last few months. You're a contractor. You're an investor. You have many hats essentially that you're wearing. Give us a little bit of a maybe 30,000-foot view on what it is that you're currently doing and what has happened maybe since the last time that you were on the show.
Sure. So we're Wyse Construction Group. We work with investors. We also do custom renovations, as you know. We also JV with people to buy. We like to buy disheveled homes that need pretty much everything. So we've kind of dove right into a few really good projects in the last little while. We could talk about those if you want to hear some more details about that. So we've taken a stab at buying commercial multi and converting it over to residential. So we kind of got lucky and bought a 15-ish thousand square foot facility, completely vacant, completely gutted, that we're going to be turning into 22 to 24 units. So there was a ton of great financing options for this one. We're going to pour a ton of contracting and construction work into this. We're probably going to do more condo style stuff, maybe even do some amenities like a gym, concierge service. So some pretty cool stuff that I think we're working on. And then we're also working with our day-to-day clients on their investment properties, duplexes, triplexes, and anything in between. So we're having a great time doing it. We're busy. The market's crazy. But we're having a great time doing this.
Amazing. So you have a contracting company. I believe it's 20 plus employees. You're able to take a lot of work at the same time as you are investing in these really cool opportunities. You mentioned the commercial conversion to residential. I think that's a great market to be in a different sandbox than everybody else, right? And to find some opportunities that maybe people are overlooking and not seeing. And we'll dive into some of the specific opportunities. But what are you seeing in the market these days in terms of what types of opportunities might work the best for maybe somebody like you that wants to do the reno work and create some equity?
So as far as the market goes, I'm finding in the last maybe 4 months, 3 or 4 months, we've purchased quite a few properties. I want to say 7 or 8 properties in the last few months. But the prices, maybe even a month ago to today, they've shifted. And I think the shift is people sitting on the fence with interest rates going up. We're seeing now more of a buyer's market versus a seller's market. We're able to go in and actually put some conditions in on these homes. We're able to, look at them without putting in a blind offer and buying things sight unseen, which I've done in the past, and luckily it's worked out. But yeah, all good things, and with having the construction company, having the guys behind me to do this makes it all possible. I wouldn't be able to go and buy these homes. I wouldn't be able to go and JV with people. I wouldn't be able to buy these large multifamily projects without having a good crew behind me. So we're hats off to the guys. They definitely have my respect.
Yeah, it's all about team, right? We didn't get to where we are today working by ourselves. So who on your team is going to help you get to that next level? So the properties that you're currently buying and the properties that you're currently working with joint venture partners on, give us maybe some idea of when you walk into a house or a home or a commercial piece of property, what are some of the things that are going through your head maybe as a contractor of how you're analyzing it, just as you're walking through, seeing if it might be a good deal or not a good deal?
Right. So a couple of things that I look for. One of the first things, and probably the most expensive from a construction standpoint, is I look to see obviously what needs to be done from a code standpoint, building code / fire code. Primarily, we're working in the city of Hamilton, and they require for a single family and a duplex 6'5" in a basement. So the first thing I'm checking is to see the ceiling heights, if we have that height. If not, the options are to dig it down. We get into benching, which is a little bit less expensive. Actually, it's a lot less expensive than underpinning. Sometimes we underpin if the clients that we're working with want to underpin. But I'm looking for things like that. I'm looking for things like, does this house need to be fully gutted? I'm looking for knob and tube. I'm looking for plumbing. How are we going to get the laundry to certain areas? How are we going to convert this house? Does the house need to be converted? How much plaster, how much lath is in this house? Does the house need to be fully gutted? Are we doing 2 units? Are we doing 4 units? Egresses. There's all kinds of things that are going through my mind as I'm doing these walkthroughs. Ideally, I prefer to do the larger jobs where everything has to come out. They're much easier to price. There's almost no surprises. And truthfully, they're the best ways to actually go in with your design staff or design team and have these homes actually designed. We find as a contractor that when we're looking at these homes that are designed before they're gutted, we're looking at these plans and a lot of times the measurements are off. A lot of the times the engineering is off because we don't have exact measurements. So again, much prefer to do the larger projects where everything is coming out. It's also better for clients that want to hold onto their properties for long periods of time. They will have way less on a maintenance management scale because everything is new. So that's just some of the things we look for. Some of the things I would prefer to work with, but. Then again, you do have the other homes where you only need to add a laundry. You only need to add in your smoke detectors from an electrical standpoint to bring it up to fire code. So there are a lot less ways to do that, but then you're going to have the maintenance issues potentially down the road, right?
Right. Well, if you replace all your plumbing, all your electrical and everything, and you've got a blank canvas, essentially, like you said, you won't have as many maintenance calls or plumbing issues along the years. And so, when you're looking at these properties, you're thinking about converting, right? Converting them into more than 1 units. If it's a single family house, into 2, 3, 4, whatever I guess you can do for those properties. Why the conversions? Why not just renovate a house, for somebody listening to this at home into just another single family?
So when you convert, you're basically you're following the guidelines with Province of Ontario, also with all the municipalities that are involved, like your bylaw, your zoning. And it kind of keeps the monkeys off the back when you have, I don't know, for example, a tenant that's not happy and they're going to call the city on you type of thing. If you have a legal property, you can put your head on your pillow and you don't have any worries, you don't have any issues. So we like to convert these single family homes to these duplexes. There are people that do put in, let's say, the nanny, the nanny suite in the basement, which is fine as long as we're doing it on permits. We find far too often that working off permits is what does cause the issues for bringing the city and getting that attention. But converting to a duplex or even a triplex for that matter, but most commonly a duplex, it increases the value of the home. It keeps everything sort of on the level with zoning, with bylaw, with building, and it's just a smoother process.
Right, and also from an investor standpoint, you get the cash flow, right? So in a single family, if you were just to keep it as a single family, what you might get $2,500 to $3,000 a month for that one single family in the house. But if you're converting it into 2, 3, or 4 units, that could be what, $1,500 a month to $1,800 a month per unit, depending on what it is.
Yep.
And that cash flow, is how you can replace your income over time.
Yep, absolutely. Like we're finding on the Hamilton Mountain, a couple of the projects we finished for clients, they are getting $4,500 to $5,000 a month right now, and that's out of 2 units, which is amazing. That's for 2 units, that's incredible. There's a lot of people now that are doing short-term, mid-term to increase their cash flow, which I think is a great idea. I don't know much about it. I know of some clients that are doing it, and their feedback is really, it's great. Below the mountain, downtown, we're seeing a little bit less in the rents, but we have more units. So the cash flow, it's greater down below the mountain with more units, obviously.
Amazing. So the more units, obviously bigger cash flow that can support a higher after repair value, because once you renovate those, you probably want to take your money out at some point, right?
That's everybody wants their money back.
And that's how you can keep scaling. Otherwise, you're going to save for one, but if you don't find a way, I think especially in this market, to create value and to get some kind of lift to recycle your money, you might have 20% down and the rental costs and not be able to do anything for, I don't know, maybe 5 years, right?
Yep, exactly.
So there's got to be that mindset of, like, with the first thing that I look for as well is what's the after repair value of this property if we want to do a 2 or 3 or 4 unit or whatever that is going to be. And then you work your way backwards and you figure out, okay, what's the rental cost going to look like and how much, are going to be the holding costs, and then from there, what your purchase price is, right?
Yep, so we work the numbers backwards when I look at a project, just from historical data from what we've done over the years and where things are going. We can take, let's say, sales of properties that have gone back up to 6 months, and if we're seeing things, 1.2, 1.3, then typically that's what we're going to get on an ARV, and then we take that, we less the purchase price, we less the construction, and then we figure out, okay, this is roughly how much money we're leaving in, this is how much money we're pulling out. So we like to work those numbers backwards. I find on the longer term holds, it's not so much the purchase price, it's more of the ARV and the construction price, which will determine a large factor of what you're going to leave in, what you're going to pull out. And because they're long-term holds, some people are okay with leaving, more money in because it is real estate. It is going to go up. It is going to pay you back. You are going to get the appreciation. You are going to get the debt pay down, and it's going to pay yourself back over time as well.
It definitely is about time in the market, not timing it. But guys, don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back, and we're going to talk about some opportunities, joint venture partners, that you have, and what you're doing with them. I think that's really interesting. So we'll be right back.
Hey, it's Kyle from the Kyle Ford Mortgage Team. Have you wanted to invest in real estate but are a little bit nervous about tenants, toilets, and renovations? Did you know that you can passively earn returns between 10 and 12% secured on real estate with no tenants, no toilets, and checks deposited into your account every month? If you're looking for opportunities to invest in real estate without the headaches, don't hesitate to reach out to myself and the Kyle Ford Mortgage Team.
You've always dreamed of having rental income, but buying a rental property? Well, that's a tall order. Capitalize on the space in your home instead. Renovate and rent out that space with ease with LegalSecondSuites.com and the team at Wyse Construction Group. With LegalSecondSuites.com, our talented team of BCIN designers, engineers, carpenters, and tradespeople can transform that unused space into a beautiful, legal, and safe rental unit. We're empowering the everyday homeowner to become an extraordinary landlord. Get more out of your home. Visit LegalSecondSuites.com for more information.
Costas Cavellos, founder of First Access Condos. Now, in our world, there are numerous investment opportunities and schemes that people pitch to you daily. Which one do you choose? Which one is right for you? Now, when it comes to investing, you want to invest in something that there's a great demand for, but not enough supply. And everyone knows, in Southern Ontario, the one thing that's in short supply is housing. First Access Condos lets you buy today and reap the benefits in the future. Pay today's prices to invest, sell at tomorrow's prices. That's the beauty of pre-construction condos, and we are First Access Condos.
Welcome back. We are speaking with Lee from Wyse Construction, all about how to find deals and also from a contractor standpoint, how to look for deals and analyze deals. So let's dive into some of the partnerships that you have and the joint ventures, and somebody at home that wants to work with you or partner with you. What does that look like?
We obviously started as a construction company working with clients, investors. But we do get asked a fair bit about, being part of the deal. Can we discount our construction? We get called to a lot of properties to do walkthroughs with clients to give them our take on construction as well. And I've been involved in investing for the better part of 10 years now. And over that course, I've built up a portfolio, I've built up the contacts, and as it's kind of getting out there, I'm getting asked a lot to add my input for ARVs, construction obviously, because we own a construction company, as well as looking at real estate and if it's a good purchase and if it can be done for what the client wants to do with it. So because of that, I guess I'm getting asked to be part of the deal. And how that looks for, let's say, a JV coming in is they're essentially going to bring all the money to the table. We're going to find the deal. We're going to secure the deal. We're going to do the design work. We're going to do all the legwork. We're going to do the construction. We're going to do the management. And we're going to take that client and we're going to do it again. And we're going to do it well and we're going to do it right. And the clients are very happy with what we're doing and how we're doing it. And I'll go back to say this again, we're having a great time doing this as well.
I mean, it's a bit of a different opportunity than them just giving money to a company that invests in different assets. Like they're actually doing a project with you, from start to finish, but from a passive standpoint of, you do the renos, you do the construction, you find the tenants, you manage the tenants, but it's essentially like a true partnership. It's
a true partnership. We have some clients, there's some clients that are a lot more passive than others. And then there's some clients that they want to be on site a little bit to learn, to see what's going on, to understand a little bit about construction, to see what it's like to do an inspection with the building inspectors. And we're cool with that. We're fine with that. We actually encourage the clients to come and hang out with us. Our shop's open all the time, especially summertime now. The rear doors are open, so we have clients constantly coming in there and hanging out and stuff. So we like that, and what that tells me is that we are building good relationships. Mm-hmm. So we're very proud of that, but we're also picky and choosy of who we want to work with as well, right? So it's it goes both ways. I mean, it's like a marriage, right? I mean, it's like a 5-year minimum commitment. You have to make sure that they fit you and you fit them. Absolutely. It's more than a marriage because I actually spend more time with these people than I do with my wife. That's hilarious. Okay, so how does it work? So let's just say somebody reaches out to you and they ask, hey, can you find me something, or can we somehow work together? That you go out and you find a piece of property and then you give them a call. Walk us through that process. So I'm always looking at properties. We have an in-house real estate agent, so she's constantly bringing me deals as well as we work with other realtors too. So once I find something that I know the numbers are going to work, I know what the construction's going to cost, I know what we're going to do with the property. We also check the zoning right away. As everybody knows, it's Ken Beckendam is one of my partners, Legal Second Suites.
I'm one of his partners too. He's awesome.
So we're checking all this stuff so we know all the facts up front, which is really good. We have a great team.
So you talk to them, and essentially, what's the process, from
so
there?
We'll buy a house, we'll secure it, we'll throw the down payment down, and then what we do is the deposit,
Yeah.
correct? And then we'll talk to some clients that are interested, and if they like the house and they like the deal, then we sign some type of agreement, a JV agreement, letter of intent. And then we start the process. We start the permit process, we start the, whether it be the demo process or whatever that process is for that particular project, we will put the schedule together and get it going.
Amazing. And you have many recurring partners that, like you mentioned, when they finish one deal, they want to go on to the next one and do another one afterwards as well.
Yes, we do, which is good because that means we're doing a good job. So I don't think there's any better referral than really, the client coming and saying, hey, let's do another one, or hey, can you do my other project? So we really like working with the same clients over and over again. Again, nothing is perfect, nothing is 100% smooth. There are issues. We just deal with those issues as they come up. We don't, we don't run from problems. We don't run from issues. It is construction. We are working in century-old homes. We've been doing it for so long, we know how to get around some of these issues. And if we don't, we call people that do. But we figure it out.
Okay, awesome. So you mentioned, on the mountain, and this is essentially Hamilton, but where else other than Hamilton are you finding these properties?
So we have some stuff in Welland that we're doing. So on a JV scale, we're doing stuff in Welland as well as construction. We're also doing stuff in Brantford. I think that's about it for right now, but we're open to going, as long as we're within inside of an hour from Hamilton, we're pretty comfortable going kind of any direction at this point.
Well, I think it's just, an asset that you have where you have a lot of in-house construction guys, and many other contractors have to often hire out others, and they're not necessarily working directly with that company. So I think that's a huge asset that you have, where you're saving the time and being able to really coordinate the projects on your schedule.
So we're growing, and we're always looking to hire good people. I will give construction's a funny thing. I work with people that. They'll say they know how to do things. You really don't know until they strap a tool belt on and start putting things on walls. So, pretty much anybody that comes to our door that wants a job, they'll get an opportunity. If they make it, great. If they don't, then we shake their hands and part ways. We actually are just in the middle of having our own in-house master plumber and master electrician,
Awesome.
which is going to be huge. So more to come on that. But everything that we do is in-house. We're growing rapidly. We're constantly buying more materials. I think we just brought in about 80,000 square feet of vinyl flooring.
Can I ask why that's actually? Because somebody at home might be thinking, why are you buying all of this material ahead of time, and why are you buying so much in bulk?
The time that it takes to order these materials and the time that it takes to run around and pick these materials up. And then the constant delays of deliveries, not having materials in stock. That I've found from back in my days of doing much larger projects in the buildings, we would order everything, we would put it in the center of the room, and you would kind of chip away at it, right? So this is sort of the same thing. That to have everything in stock, the projects will go much smoother. We've even got it kind of down to a science now where. We are taking all the client's materials and we're putting it on one of our pallet racks. So everything's there for the guys to actually come and pick up as they need it, right? So right from day one, the clients will have on their own kind of pallet rack, they'll have all their floor, all their shower faucets. We just ordered 30 tubs, vanities, we got 30 vanities in stock. So all these things we're stocking, and we're just kind of, as we're taking a project, whether it be a JV project or a client's project, we're just putting everything over to one of the client's areas for them to, for the guys to come and pick up.
Yeah,
So-
that saves a ton of time. I'm sure you could
Huge.
probably save some costs as well, buying in bulk and buying, more material and ensuring that it's going to be there
Huge.
when you need it.
If you can imagine like the amount of, running 20, 30 jobs, however much we have on the go, if I have 1 or 2 guys every day from 4 or 5 different job sites constantly going back and forth to Home Depot, I did an analysis with our accountant on the time it was taking to do this, and we were losing, between the guys that were doing this, we're losing a total of 40 hours a week between the
it's
guys
tough.
running back and forward.
And that's included in the customer's price.
Yeah, it's so we control that a little bit. We still have to go to Home Depot. We still have to go to Lowe's. We still have to hit those stores, not daily, but there are specialty items that we can't stock. We don't know what we need until we're physically looking at it, and a lot of times we're actually building and making things ourselves. We even make some tools ourselves sometimes to get the jobs done. But we do have a full-time driver. He's back and forward. All he does is deliveries and pickups, and it's 95% is directly from our shop, directly to the client sites. So
There's a huge benefit, I think, to working with a partner and partnering up with somebody that has your background and your team and your company, right? Because you're building a business that you're able to take into some of these joint venture opportunities as well and facilitate that rental process. Because usually that's where the budgets go skyrocket because, or shortages happen or there's not enough labor, so it extends some delays, but that is why somebody would want to partner with somebody that's also a contractor as well as an investor versus just maybe another investor.
Right. I think so. I think it makes sense for sure. I know when we do quotes and scopes for clients and contracts, they're all in. We don't alter the price. We don't change the price. For clients that we're partnering with, there's obviously a huge discount that we're doing. We're honoring timelines, obviously, scheduling things in. So yeah, I think there is a huge benefit for somebody looking to break into the investment world or continue with the investment world that is not into managing their own project or being their own GC, to partnering up with someone that has the ability and all the contacts, everything in-house. We don't contract too much out. We still do contract some stuff out, but not a lot. Most of it is on the exterior side of stuff that we contract out. So we're constantly hiring. I think I got 2 or 3 guys that are new guys that are starting on Monday. We just hired 3 or 4 guys, so we're growing. It's a lot. It's good.
So I guess if somebody's looking to get into the industry or has some experience in the industry and they're interested in working for Wyse Construction, they can reach out to you. If they're interested in partnering with you on some projects, and so that way you can let them know what you've got, in the pipeline. I think together we bought 9 in the last couple weeks, couple months. 9 projects, some really cool ones, small deals and bigger deals. So, but so if you're interested in partnering with Lee and his team, and then if you've got just anybody that's looking for conversions or quotes or projects in Hamilton, Welland, or Brantford, they should contact you.
Yeah, reach out. Like we're really busy right now, but we'll look at everything. We'll always give an honest opinion if we can or cannot take a job. Still happy to come out and meet with every client that calls, either myself or one of my partners, or one of our project managers, but we're always available. Phone calls, we're always available to come out. We love meeting new people. We love giving people our honest opinions. Sometimes it's too honest, but we're really honest about things.
Okay, all right, amazing. Thank you so much for being on the show. I really learned a lot as well every time we talk. Lots of great information, and thank you at home for tuning in, and see you next week.